The one word I would use to describe A5 or what they've done for me is they've gotten me prepared for my future.
I would definitely say challenging, but it all pays off in the end. Like, it's a lot of hard work, but it's worth it.
Growth. You come in, or I came in, and not really expecting to get like really better, but I've learned so much from being here at A5.
I would say it's impactful to be at A5.
Family, just because A5 has just such like a family environment, like everyone is willing to reach out to you, like coaches, even other players, like the younger players, like just look up to the older players and just aren't afraid to ask for advice and everything.
It's very intense. Towels. Down here to down there every day with towels. A process. Challenging. Discipline, because the amount of miles I've had to run because of a ball left out that has not been shagged.
Worthwhile. Inspiring, because you come into a gym full of all these amazing athletes and see everyone's hard work and love and passion for a game that you love as well. It's so inspiring, and it pushes you to be your best every day.
One word that I would use to describe my years here is friendship.
I would just tell the younger girls to never let volleyball become a job. Just remember that you started playing because you were having fun, and just to keep having fun.
As a player, for me, I was always like pushing to get to my 18th year, and you don't really like enjoy the other years because you're just waiting for that one. So I would say enjoy every year as you go.
Don't make any decisions based off of fear, because then you'll never push yourself to be great. Enjoy your time like while you're here, and make sure like you're present and like making the most of everything in every practice.
Find someone else, either if it's someone in a higher team or if it's someone at your future college. Work to be better than them.
Come to BP. Don't look at the schedule, just stay.
Believe in yourself when no one else believes in you, and always strive to be better.
Don't let your height like define you, and so just use that as motivation to jump higher and to work harder.
Have fun and just make it last as long as you can.
Don't worry about what the girls on the other side of the net can do, because when you know what you can do, it really doesn't matter.
Keep working hard and to not give up, because it's going to be hard sometimes, but you just have to push through it because you never know what's going to happen.
Don't be afraid to ask questions, because there's so many volleyball icons just around the gym, and just take advantage of the opportunity that you're given to get better.
Don't ever be like just okay with where you're at. Like, you can always get better.
Take advantage of all the training that they give you, because they are like preparing you for the next level. There's going to be a lot of days that you're stressed out and you have school and you may or may not want to come to practice, but you need to push through, because if you want to play college, that's the only way that it'll happen.
Spring break or whatever you have, make sure you come into BP, because those resting breaks actually like hurt you, because when you come back you're tired or exhausted, and you just need to be energized and be ready for everything.
My favorite moment was the first time I was accepted for an A5 team.
My favorite memory would have to be in Baltimore. We were off, and me, Naila, and Autumn were doing this triangle jump thing that we saw on Instagram, and Naila's head like hit my forearm and left this big bruise on my arm.
Probably my first year like coming to A5 and like getting a feel for the club and like how competitive it was and like seeing all the friendships that I could make like on my team that I didn't have at my old club.
Favorite memory from this season is probably beating TAV. You spend so many years trying to beat these top level teams, and to finally do it, it's just a really shining accomplishment.
Making the gold bracket at nationals last year. We were on the middle court and it was like filmed and everything.
Was probably qualifying at Big South last year on my 17th season.
Winning my first club tournament when I was 12, we won Icebreaker and it was so exciting. Definitely going to away tournaments with my team and being in a hotel with them, and we get to spend so much time together and it's so much fun.
Making it to gold at AAU's my 14th season, because that was my first time kind of like making it that far in a tournament, because I hadn't played at such a big club before and they didn't tell us what nationals were or anything like that.
My favorite memory was going to Japan this year and like just being able to travel with all like the younger girls and just being able to make new friendships while I was there.
One memory is when I finally perfected my impersonation of Boba's accent. We're gonna squeeze the competition from the beginning of the match. I want to say thank you to my team for just like friendship. Like I've gained so many like new friends from being here. And I say thank you to my parents for supporting me throughout all these years, and my coaches, specifically Scott Shafari, for being there for all my VPs and always pushing me to get better. My parents and the coaching staff and just everybody who's gone into making me the player I am today.
Shout out to my team because they get me going, and shout out to my parents because without them I wouldn't be here.
My parents for sacrificing so much to allow me to play the game I love. For my sister for pushing me to be more competitive with myself, and to all my friends for supporting me.
My parents for having the commitment to drive me, and my best friend for always encouraging me to play volleyball, and just everybody at A5 for making my experience really great.
My parents, because they just made so many sacrifices for me to like better myself in a volleyball setting, and then just any coach who's ever coached me for giving me the opportunity to get better.
My first thank you would go to God for giving me the ability to play the sport, and then of course to all my coaches and all the coaches that didn't necessarily coach me during the season but like still impacted my playing, and then my family, my parents for commuting to A5, and yeah.
My parents for always supporting me, and my teammates for having some like of the best friendships I've ever made. Scott Shafari for always being there for me anytime I need it, and for all my other coaches for pushing me to be my best. My parents for supporting me throughout these 10 years and making sure I'm always ready for tournaments and practices, and also my teammates for being my best friends.
Thank you to my parents who committed to the long drives and all the tournaments, and I want to say thank you to the coaches who believed in a little girl from Valdosta.
My best friend, she's the one that got me here, and my parents for the 2-hour drive, and my car for being able to handle that 2-hour drive.
My parents for putting me through the program, and just all my coaches that believed in me and pushed me to be a better player.
Thanks to my mom, dad, and brother for willing to uproot their lives in Florida to come to Georgia to play for A5. My parents for believing in me, for helping me to get up here.
My parents for making me move here to gain a new experience, and especially the coaching system here, because I learned a lot and improved my game.
My parents for doing everything possible to get me to where I am. My coaches for pushing me to be my best, and my teammates for always supporting me.
Yeah, just thank you to all the coaches that trained me throughout the years. Bob Westbrook for believing in me when I was little, all the coaches at A5, my parents for supporting me, all my friends, all my teammates.
My parents and all my coaches and my teammates, and especially my teachers for just being so understanding.
My team, especially this year, we made some like great friendships, and then also obviously my family for allowing me to like spend as much time as I do here. And then any coach that has ever coached me through A5.
My family, friends, and teammates that made me the player and person that
My family first, and then my coaches, and I'd like to thank Dan for helping me get recruited, and I also want to thank all my friends that I made here at A5.
Huge thank you to all of A5 and all the coaches that have helped me along the way, and to my parents who have pushed me to really get in the gym and work on what I love.
You know, honestly, every team has a story, has a narrative, and every age group has a narrative as they go through the process of becoming 18 and eventually moving on to the next level. The story of this 18s group is so unique and so powerful and so special. They came from all over. It has to be the most geographically diverse set of athletes in the history of A5. I have never in my life witnessed an 18s team impact the culture of a gym and a club and a community the way this group has. We can't thank them enough. We can't thank you enough. The gift you gave us, we'll cherish. And you know what happens with teams is they pass into legend. And the story we will tell about this group will be one of overwhelming success, an iron will that would not give in, and not letting themselves be bound by other people's expectations. We are so honored to have them with us. And girls, thank you from the bottom of my heart and from the bottom of the club's heart.
What I want for them is that when they're 10 years down the road, that they're going to each other's weddings. And that's what you shoot for in a club, in an organization. And I just really like to thank them from the bottom of my heart.
And we challenged them at the beginning of the year to not just change, but push the growing culture that we have here at A5, and they did that and more so.
You know, what I say to all the girls is that you got to always play for the little girl that loved the game from the very beginning. If you look at every sport professionally, or you'll hear the players say the same thing, that they got excited about the game and they just played the game. They played for that love of the game, and they played for that young person that didn't have any other agenda but to play when they were young. You know, we don't talk about it being work. A ton of hard work goes into becoming a good player or good at anything, right? So be yourself. If you're willing to sacrifice and continue to be the kind of athlete that you become and continue to grow as an athlete, your best volleyball's in front of you. And I guess the last thing I would say with that is be a great teammate when you go to your college team. Help them understand the cultural things that we do here that can help make your teams better. And be a carrier of that experience that changes teams' lives and people's lives forever. Thanks, Bob. No, thank you. Thank you, guys.